Hello, hello, hello. Perfect. Look, thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Simon. You guys are very lucky in these two. They are fantastic champions for their local communities and for all of you. Rebecca, you may have known, has secured something like £20 million of levelling up investment for Tone Works in Wellington, as well as getting 500 more police officers on the street and a brand new hospital upgrade. And Simon has reopened Honiton Police Station, right? That's all done now, hasn't it? Yeah. And last time I was here, we were celebrating Clumpton Station coming back online, and he has secured £30 million to upgrade the water treatment works at Sidmouth, which I know was an enormous priority for all of you. So if you don't mind joining me and saying a very well done to these two for everything they do for their local area. Thank you, guys. Right. I also wanted to say an enormous thank you and congratulations to all of you. And Nick, I don't know where you are at the back there, but it's such a privilege to be able to spend some time with you, your family, and your team here. It's thanks to businesses like yours that we have now overtaken the Netherlands, France, and Japan to become the fourth biggest export economy in the world. That is an extraordinary achievement, and it's down to people like you and all your hard work, so thank you for that. And we're actually doing more to support you. You may have seen recently I announced we're going to increase our defence spending to 2.5% of GDP because we live in a more dangerous world. And as part of that increase, we're going to invest more in our defence industrial base here at home, supporting jobs and companies like yours. So a massive thank you from me to all of you for everything that you have done. Now look, it's been difficult the last few years. You know that, I know that. We had a pandemic, then a war in Ukraine, and everything that did to impact all of you. But I hope that you saw throughout all of that I had your back. Whether it was with the furlough scheme or the support that we provided with energy bills, I wanted to be there for all of you and your families. And collectively, thanks to your hard work and your sacrifice, we've got through it. And now you can see that things are pointing in the right direction. Inflation down from 11% to 2%. Wages have been growing faster than prices for almost a year now. Energy bills falling, the economy growing faster than all our major competitors this year. And that shows that the plan we put in place is working. And when I said I would restore economic stability, that's what we've been able to do. And that's what you get with the Conservatives, because we have a plan, we stick to the plan, and that stability has been restored. So the question now for all of you is, where do we go from here? Who do you trust to turn that foundation into a secure future for you and your families? The choice at the election is whether we build on the progress that we've made or whether we go back to square one with no plan and no certainty. Like, the only certainty you have with the Labour Party is that they're going to run out of your money and put up your taxes, as clear as night follows day. Now, we've had people at the Treasury tot up all the spending commitments that they've made, and if you do all of that, and you see what the black hole is, it amounts to £2,000 for every working family in our country in higher taxes. £2,000. Right? And that is not going to deliver any financial security for any of you, and I don't want to see that happen. Now, I touched earlier on the world that we're living in. I don't need to tell you we live in perhaps the most dangerous and uncertain time that we've seen since the end of the Cold War. Russia, Iran, North Korea, China, an axis of authoritarian states working together in a way that threatens our values, our interests, not just abroad, but here at home too. And that is going to have a real impact on us, threatening the integrity of our borders, amongst other things. And these uncertain times call for bold action and a clear plan to chart a course to a more secure future. And that's what I'm intent on delivering. Take our borders. We're the ones that have put a bold plan on the table, the Rwanda scheme. Why? Because we've got to make it crystal clear that if you come to our country illegally, you won't be able to stay, and you will be returned to a safe alternative so we can stop people coming here in the first place. Now, across Europe, the penny has dropped that is the right approach. Multiple other countries now agree that that's the right thing to do. But the one person who hasn't got that message is Keir Starmer. He wants to release everyone that we've detained, cancel the flights, offer an amnesty to illegal migrants, making us the soft touch of Europe and a magnet for migrants across the continent. So whether it's on that or any of these issues, there's absolutely no way you can trust the Labour Party to keep our country and our borders safe and secure. Now, Keir Starmer wants you to believe that this election is over before it started. The result is a foregone conclusion. Well, I'm going to work very hard every single day to earn your trust. And you know what? I don't think you, the British people, like being taken for granted. And if you think about it, the last few days, first week of this campaign, you've seen what we're about. Bold actions to transform our country. A modern, new form of national service to provide skills and opportunities to young people, foster a culture of service, make our society cohesive, strengthen our country's resilience and security. Yesterday, an announcement to protect pensioners, make sure that they're not taxed, raise the thresholds for them. And then today, a new announcement on apprenticeships. Stop young people going off to degrees that aren't going to support them or pay their way, and instead use that money to create 100,000 more high-quality apprenticeships, all big ideas that will deliver a secure future. And what have we heard from the Labour Party? Not a single new idea in the last week. Not a single new idea that they've put on the table. And, you know, that's the track record of Keir Starmer and the Labour Party. This is someone who was happy to abandon every single promise that he made to become Labour leader as soon as he got the job. What makes you think that he won't do exactly the same thing if he became Prime Minister? And if he can't stand for anything himself, how can he stand up for all of you? And in contrast, as you can see, we've got a clear plan. We're prepared to take bold actions, and that's how we're going to deliver a secure future for all of you and everyone else across the country. And I'm working hard for a country where we can all have confidence in ourselves, in our communities, a renewed sense of pride in our country, a Britain where all of your hard work is rewarded and we keep cutting your taxes, and where the opportunities that were there for the previous generation are there for the next, and a country where, above all, your safety and defence is assured. That is the secure future I want for all of you. That's the secure future I want for our country. And with your support, I would be delighted to deliver it for you. Thanks very much. All right. Right. OK, we're going to open it up some questions. So I don't know who's got the mic or who's going to go first, but I'm looking around. Yes, Miss.
My name's Caitlin. My question for you is, if we are to bring in national service as a readily available service for 18 to 20-year-olds, how are you going to ensure a contingency plan for those kids, essentially, so that they have the support they require when they come back? Mental health support, housing, physical support, physio, all of those benefits and accommodations that you need to make in order for them to be able to integrate back into society after they've completed their service.
Are you talking about young people, Caitlin, who go and join the military component of
Yes.
it? OK, great. What do you think about this idea, by the way?
Undecided. It doesn't have all the factors to it just yet. I'm waiting to see more of the facts, more of the figures, and also, I think, more of the plan before I put a full opinion to it. OK, great. Well, let me tell you a little bit about it now, because it's something I'm really excited about, and I've been talking to people about it wherever I've been over the last few days. So what's going to happen is every young person is going to have a choice of what to do. So they can either choose to do the military component, which will be for a year, and that will be highly selective and competitive. No one will be forced to do it, but it will be something that people choose and apply to do, and it, as I said, it will be selective and competitive. The alternative, which most people will end up doing, is to do roles in civic resilience. So think about search and rescue, first aid, supporting elderly people, as many did during COVID. So with a range of different options. But overall, the idea is that young people get a new range of skills and opportunities that will set them up for life. And I don't know about you, but I think service gives you purpose. So beyond the skills that you get as a young person, you'll have that ability to contribute to something that's bigger than yourself. And I think that is a wonderful thing. And in the process, everyone doing this together will foster that culture of service more broadly across the country and ensure that our society is more cohesive. Because if you're drawing everyone from lots of different backgrounds to do the same things together, I think that'll be a wonderfully positive thing. And then, of course, having lots of people over years train in all of these things and have that experience, whether it's on the armed forces side or the civilian side, it will mean that our country overall will be more resilient
and secure to face the dangers and the things that come down the line. So that's the rough plan for how it's going to work. And your broader question about how do we integrate people back into civilian life, I think presumably you're asking a little bit more also about people who have been in the armed forces more generally. And I know there's lots of vets here, and thank you all very much for your service. Now, I'm determined to make this the best country in the world to be a veteran. And that's why, for the first ever time, there's a veterans minister sitting in our cabinet, around the cabinet table. Johnny Mercer, you may have heard about him. And Johnny knows, and I've told him, I said, whatever you need from the rest of these people around the cabinet table, you just get it from them. So whether it's support with their healthcare, which you touched on, mental health or physical health. And that's why we have programs like Op Courage and Op Restore to help veterans with that. Whether it's support for veterans with housing when they come out of the armed forces, and we have Op Fortitude for that to help them there. And the last one that we just introduced is something called Op Prosper, which is to support people leaving the armed forces into fantastic jobs like all of you have here. And at the event that we just did, when we talked about that, I was saying to the companies, I said, the best business decision you can make, to all the CEOs that were there, I said, the best business decision you could make is to hire a veteran. Because those of you that have served have an enormous amount of skills and experience which are unique. And so to companies, we need to get more companies to realise that they don't have to hire someone from the armed forces out of an act of charity or giving something back. They should do it because it's an incredible business decision, because all of you bring an enormous amount to the table. So that's what we're working towards. As I said, we're making progress, more to do, but I'm determined to get there, so it's the best place in the world to be a veteran. Good, right, who's next? Yes?
I'm Lindy. As a mature apprentice, we have to evidence English and Maths at GCSE level. Without certificates, our employees have to sit the functional skills exam. Could you look at taking higher qualifications into account? For example, an engineering degree surely proves that they have these qualifications.
Yes, that sounds like a very good practical suggestion, so I'll take that away. And funnily enough, I was talking to someone just this morning, actually, when I was in Cornwall, where I have to say the weather was not as nice as it is here, so you should be happy about that. And it was incredibly inspiring. I was speaking to an older gentleman who had done exactly that. Later in life, he had tried a few times unsuccessfully and kept going to get his functional skills qualification, which we support in maths and in English. And I think I've been talking a lot about the importance of maths. I mean, you all know that here, you work in a technical business. But more generally, we just need more people to be more familiar with maths at any stage in their lives. And one of the things that I've done, which is a small thing, but is put more funding for people who at any point in their life want to either resit their maths GCSE or indeed pick up a functional skills qualification later in life. Because my general view is, look, for people who are prepared to work hard, who want to gain new skills, I want to have their back, because that is the best way to give them the opportunity to build a more secure life for them and their family. And actually, talking to the gentleman earlier today, it wasn't just the financial security that the job had brought him then when he'd done his functional skills qualifications, it was a confidence and the fulfillment that it had given him personally. And it was a really inspiring story. And you're right about people who are more mature getting the support they need. And I will certainly take away your very practical suggestion.
What are you going to be doing for us? What
Yes.
are you going to be doing for the people that maybe already have homes, already have mortgages, already have those commitments we don't need to get up? We just need to be able to maintain ourselves together.
Yeah, no, well, that's a great question. Well, I think looking around the room, many of you will have kids, hopefully, who will benefit from what we've announced on apprenticeships today. And indeed, many of you will have parents and grandparents that will benefit from the announcement we made on pensions yesterday. But the most important thing I can do for all of you who are in work is to make sure that your hard work is rewarded. Right? That's what I believe. That's the type of country that I want to build. And that's why, as soon as it was possible, I wanted to start cutting your taxes, and that's what we're now doing. All the things that you just talked about, right? I want to make sure that at the end of every month you've got more money in your bank accounts. And that I couldn't do that when I first got this job, because I had a job to get inflation down, right? It was 11% when I first got this job, all the impact it had on all your bills, energy bills. But now, we stuck to our plan, inflation's back to normal, economy's growing again, wages are rising again, and that's why we're now able to start cutting your taxes. So for someone on an average salary of about 35k, it's a £900 tax cut this year, which hopefully will give you the confidence to think the future is better. And my simple pitch to you would be, we're making enormous progress now. Right? The economy has turned a corner. You remember how hard it's been for a few years. We're at this point now where we can start looking to the future with more confidence. So for people who are working hard like all of you, right, you stick with us, we're going to keep cutting your taxes to give you that financial security, to buy your home, move home, have a holiday, do whatever it is you want to do. And the alternative on offer, because all elections are a choice, right? The alternative on offer is a party that is going to put up your taxes, right? As I said, as clear as night follows day, right? The Labour Party have got a million things that they said they're going to spend money on. They don't have the money to pay for it, and that means you're all going to pay for it in higher taxes. And I don't want that. I want you to have a more financially secure future where your hard work is rewarded and your taxes are being cut. And that is the most important thing that I can do for you. And we're on the cusp now of really being able to look forward with confidence that we can do even more than we've done. Good. All right. Any other questions? Oh, right. Fine. Oh, yes. Go for it.
It's Paul. I've got the technical bias. I don't necessarily disagree with anything you've said here today. What I do see in the mornings is these polls, yeah? And you're quite a way behind Labour at the moment. How much confidence do you have that those polls are a true reflection of 6 weeks' time? And my other question is, if you're not Prime Minister in 6 weeks' time, will you be a season ticket holder at St Mary's?
Good knowledge, right. So, well, anyway, but thank you for agreeing with the things that I'm saying, first of all. That's nice to hear, and I appreciate that. And look, the only poll that matters is the one on July 4th, when all of you get to choose our future, right? That's the one that I'm focused on. And as you can see, I hope, I am working my socks off to talk to as many people as I can over the next 5 weeks and talk about all the things that we've been talking about, the big things that matter, the choice ahead of you, and what I can do to make you and everyone else's life better and deliver that secure future. And I'm not worried about the polls, right? I'm out there talking to people, actually thoroughly enjoying myself. I got the sleeper train last night down from London, which was quite the experience, which is fun, and I've had a great day, and I'll be doing this every day between now and July 4th. Well, no, I started last week, but you know, this is great. This is the start of my Devon campaign. How about that? We'll say that. But look, because I think we are at a really important moment, and you guys know that working here. Right? The world is more uncertain and dangerous than it's been in decades. So I think this is a pivotal moment for the country. And having just got through quite a tricky time, we've done all of that together. You guys have worked hard, you sacrificed, we've got through it. And that's why I'm determined to build on the progress we've made and deliver a more secure future for you. But that doesn't happen by just saying it, right? And that's the choice for all of you at this election, is who do you trust to stick to a good plan? Who do you trust to take the bold decisions that are going to deliver that more secure future for you? You can't just will it into being, or I can't wave a placard around saying change and expect that to deliver change, right? And that hopefully, like over the next few weeks, I'll be able to convince all of you that I'm the one that's prepared to take the bold action. Whether it's national service, whether it's protecting pensioners, apprenticeships today, all those things are bold things. Raising defence spending, again, something that the Labour Party have not matched. Either you believe the world is, you know, dangerous, or it isn't. And if you do, why aren't you matching our pledge to increase defence spending, to reform the welfare system, to get to net zero in a more proportionate way that prioritises your bills and our energy security, to secure our borders with bold things like the Rwanda scheme? But that's what I'm about. Bold ideas, sticking to the plan that's working, delivering a secure future. And actually, I'm already a season ticket holder at St Mary's. Although, fair to say, I don't get to any games. But my family were all at Wembley at the weekend, and yeah, it was a very good result. Nerve-wracking last 15 minutes. So I am looking forward to watching some more Premier League football next season. You a football fan?
Yeah, I'm Swindon Town. So
okay.
No way to go.
Yeah. No, it was very good. No, we had a massive, my extended family clan were all at Wembley and sending me lots of good videos and having a good time. It was an amazing moment, so very emotional about that, very happy about it. All right, good. Right, I think we've got to do some questions from the media. So let's start. We've got BBC.
Thank you. Chris Mason, BBC News. Prime Minister, there's no doubt you're meeting plenty of people out and about, but are you changing many minds?
Well, look, Chris, you can see we're having a conversation here, but I'm determined to talk to as many people as I can across this country over the remaining weeks of this campaign. That's how I started it. And as you heard, I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. I'm enjoying having conversations with people about the things that matter. Yes, I am changing minds. Everywhere I've been today, talking about the things that we've announced over the past few days. Bold ideas are going to transform our country for the better and deliver a secure future to everyone here. National service will be one of the most extraordinary things that happens to our country. The skills and the opportunities it will provide young people, so the culture of service that it will foster, the way it will make our society more cohesive and strengthen our resilience. Right? I don't think there will be a single idea as big as that in this election campaign. That's what I'm about. That's what I'm about, doing bold things, building on our plan that is working economically to deliver a more secure future, and people are responding to it. I've had so many people talk to me about national service, right? They're excited about it. I've had people saying, "Oh, wish you can extend it to my kids. They're too old now, but it'd be good for them," right? So people are excited about what that will mean for our country. Our announcement yesterday on pensioners to ensure that pensioners don't pay tax on their state pension, and we raise a threshold for pensioners. Labour haven't matched that. There's going to be a retirement tax if Labour win the next election. I don't want to see that happen. Today's announcement saying, hang on, we shouldn't be letting young people down by sending them off to degrees that don't work for them. We should use that money and fund high-quality apprenticeships that you've got here at businesses like this. I've been meeting dozens of apprentices today, all of whom have said that was the best decision that they made, and I want more young people to have that opportunity. So look, we're only 1 week into this. We're already putting big ideas on the table. The choice at the election is clear. You've got no ideas, no plan from the Labour Party. We're the ones that are going to deliver a secure future, and I'm going to keep talking to people for the rest of this campaign. All right, next, who have we got? GB News.
Prime Minister, thank you for taking the question from GB News. The missed targets on the NHS waiting list is one of your biggest regrets. You've said that. Isn't the fact that junior doctors are striking in the days up to the general election an indictment of your time in office?
No, I am in this to make sure all of you get the healthcare that you need. I love the NHS. I'm from an NHS family. My dad was a GP, my mum was a pharmacist, and I've worked incredibly hard to get the waiting list down. And you're right, I wish we had made more progress, and the strikes made that very difficult. But waiting lists are coming down now, thanks to all the investments we've put in and the things that we're doing. And I know we can make more progress. But today's action by the junior doctors, on the same day as the Labour Party are having a health day, does slightly ponder the question as to whether this is politically motivated. It's hard to escape that conclusion given the timing and to call a strike in an election campaign, especially as we found a constructive resolution with the remainder of the NHS workforce. We started with 1 million NHS workers under the Agenda for Change deal, including physiotherapists and many others. And most recently, we reached an agreement with the consultant doctors. So it's just the junior doctors that have failed to find a resolution with the government, and that's in spite of them already being offered a pay deal that is worth on average a 10% increase. A 10% increase already, and we were prepared to keep talking. So look, I think that the timing of this makes it look incredibly political in an election campaign on the day that Labour have their health day, and everyone else has managed to find a resolution with the government, so it's extremely disappointing that they haven't done that, but I don't want any of you to doubt my commitment to the NHS. And again, what have we heard from the Labour Party today? Right, they won't condemn the strikes, right, and they're not prepared to take any difficult decisions. And the contrast is crystal clear, right? And I'm just going to keep working, doing what I believe is right for this country, and that includes doing what I think is right for the NHS.